Hello and welcome to the Work Hates podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Brady Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is shitty boss, a dreadful workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
Today we are joined by, I nailed that one. I fucking nailed that, dude. I went blank for like, it felt like a year.
I was like, he's going to sleep.
Today we are joined by comedian, writer, and fellow personality, Bec Charlwood.
Yay!
Oh my God, I've been waiting to be referred to as a personality.
Nailed today.
This is, I mean, in conversation, yes, obviously, but officially,
yes,
never on camera, on record.
It's on record.
Oh, it finally happened.
Well, he was so excited he fell asleep before he announced that.
I think I had a
What
stroke.
happened?
I think I was out.
You left me hanging.
Oh man, I normally jump in way earlier than that.
It's a real. I was just thinking last one we recorded, I was like, fuck, Brady's nailed this bit now.
Dude, I
He's
even
ready.
thought that. And I was like, man, I'm going to kill it again twice. And I fucking didn't. I got nervous. There's too many Perth people. There's only one Perth person allowed on any podcast, I think.
No, we've had other
Sorry.
Perth people on before. We had Joel Creasy once, and he
true.
said to me, I was saying this last night.
Well, he's a real personality.
He-
We're like,
yes.
he's like, hey, we're like.
If you go to the right suburb, people are like, oh, yes.
But Perth, what I've noticed about Perth is like the suburbs kind of sound like what they are, because like forest fields or whatever. I've heard it's not very nice. Just you've said that. I don't know that.
Yeah.
But then he's like from Peppermint Grove or something like that. What is it?
He's from a very, very
Like,
expensive
that
place.
sounds so rich.
I'll give you mine, see if you can pick it. Sorrento.
Oh, yeah, you're good or Italian.
It sounds really nice.
It's very fancy.
very fancy.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds beautiful. But
Yeah.
the way that you said it, I was like, am I supposed to be?
I wanted to say like mid with no inflection, so you could decide, see if
it's
you've got
so
the gift.
Beautiful.
You know,
Is it near the beach? It's near the beach, isn't
it's
it?
right near the beach. Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, so you
Kieran
grew up
Lyons,
rich.
also from Sorrento.
Triple J presenter,
Yes.
now cryptocurrency, bro.
Yes. I did grow up rich.
You
And
did?
I'm saying it on the record now. I'm not going to be one of these blue collar face comedians that comes out and is like, oh, fucking. And then you see that they have a circular driveway,
Great.
you know?
Perfect.
Yes. No, as long as you're owning it, I've got no problem. It's only when you start wearing Carhartt on the fucking gala and pretending you're one of us.
Did you go to a private girls' school?
Oh, yeah. All girls school. St. Mary's Anglican Girls School.
Whoa.
Can't wear the
Was the
colour
energy
maroon
like that?
anymore.
Fucking horny.
It
electric.
was.
Do they ask you to come back to do speeches at the assembly because you're successful now?
I dream about it. but
Really?
it'll never happen.
Why?
Because they're very like uptight. Like, so they won't get me
Okay.
on because I have a fun job. And from memory, every assembly was like, and this girl owns her own accounting firm.
Yes. Yep.
And this girl has her own marketing firm. And this girl is about
you're-
to inherit her father's law. It's a lot of firm people.
Yeah, okay. So you're not someone they want the kids to aspire to.
No.
Shame on them. Silly. Missed opportunity.
Thank you.
Creativity's for fucking idiots when you could own in the business.
Mel Butterworth, she went to an old girls' school and they often have her come back and do stuff. Yeah.
I'm like, my school doesn't ask me to come back. It's like,
Did you
who
go
are-
to school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fucking barely feels like it. But they never asked me once. I'm like, no other cunt at this school has done, and this is
Yeah.
how low the bar is. No one's done better than me. One guy.
Hey, you've done very well. You've done
but
very
I-
well.
that's- no, but
Look
in
at
the
you.
scale-
You're a
like,
cowgirl.
I'm a cow. I got my new cowgirl hat on. Yes.
For the people who are only
Busy doing
listening,
cowgirl shit.
that's what Brady's
Yeah.
hat says. It's
Love
really
it.
good.
I thought it
love
said bust down cowgirl shit. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
down
kind of
with
gangster
that.
and cowgirl.
I'm down with that as well. We had one guy in the Olympics as the
What event?
hockey doesn't count.
Oh, no.
heck.
Does
It's a team
not
sport.
count.
Get
Shout
out.
out Tyler. What a fucking loser.
Sprinter or nothing.
And also a goalkeeper. Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then our principal was a big pedophile and he was on the news heaps. And that's pretty much
And he
it.
was there every day.
And he was there every day. So maybe they'll get him back, you know, but they can't because of the kid thing. But,
Yeah.
you know,
He's
he
in
was
jail.
probably the most famous one, really.
Did you go back and talk at your high school?
was a big
No,
Peter.
never. I went to high school till private school till year 10, and then I went to a state school till year 12. And the state school was so huge that we don't even have like reunions. But I was like, I want to go to, it was a 20-year reunion this year. And I was like, I want to go to one of them. One didn't do it. The other one, I was like, yeah, I'll come to it. And then I joined like the the group chat. I was like, yeah, oh, hey guys, it's okay. I didn't finish there in year 12, but like, is it okay if I come? They're like, yeah. And then a bunch of people started chiming in and I was like, oh, that's right. You're annoying. And then another person was like, I work at the school now. I was like, well, that's embarrassing. And then enough people had commented for me to be like, oh, they're just fuckheads. I'm not going. I'm not going.
I was in the 10-year reunion one and it was like the popular chick organising it and like the biggest dork dude. And it was so much shit going on. And I was like, I'll be funny. I'll lighten the mood.
Good for you.
Like, always what people want when they're organising a large-scale event.
Exactly.
They want to throw in a silly
opinion and stressing everyone out. And they said 28, it was like 100 people attending. I said, fuck, that's a bit rich because most of you cunts are in fucking jail. Like mucking around.
Yeah.
And also, you know, I've been arrested. It's Brett having a laugh.
Someone's like, actually, Jared's court hearing is today, so that's actually really insensitive.
They got so fucking annoyed. And I was like, oh, we don't all remember Robert on fucking Crime Stoppers season 2. We all fucking bragged about it when we saw him flushing fucking meth down the toilet.
Robert. Classic Robert move.
Classic Robert. But he didn't graduate, obviously.
And so did you go to it? No,
because I was
you
away,
not to.
but apparently someone took a group photo and out of everyone, only 3 people rocked up. And the person who organised it, because she thought, you know, I'm organising it, everyone's going to come.
Yeah.
4 people rocked up and she fucking rocked up, had 1 drink and fucked off. She's like, fuck this.
I mean, yeah.
You would
Shameful.
though. Yeah. Good on her.
But
Good
she's
on
like,
her.
oh, I don't want to hang out with these people.
That
Bye.
is so, what a bitch.
Yeah.
I love her.
I've still got a thing for her, so
Okay.
go around.
Okay.
Well, you didn't go to a big event. She hates you.
I was busy being a comedian, dude.
I've heard of it. Now,
couldn't
Bec
go.
Charlwood, you had a special last year,
Yes.
right? That went bananas. Well done.
Yeah.
So great.
Still
so
don't know
great.
why, but very
Excuse
cool.
me, it was a very good special. You're
good
very
special,
funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, so funny.
That's why.
And I remember you said if you reached like 50,000 views that you would
Yeah.
get a tattoo.
Yes.
And did you get the
Did you?
tattoo?
I do. Yeah, it's faded now, but I'll show you.
Amazing. Underneath, inside.
Primus.
Yeah.
I love
Inside
Primus.
I
your
mean, it
lips.
almost says Prius.
Okay.
For the-
I hate
Inside the
Priuses.
lip. Did that hurt inside the lip?
No, it didn't. I wish I could sound brave and be like, I actually hurt so much, but I'll do that for my fans any day.
So amazing. So amazing. And when you went in, I wonder if tattooists are ever like, this is a bad idea. Or was he like, or she like stoked?
Have you met
Yeah.
tattooists?
Yeah.
They're like,
No, I haven't.
No, they're not. They're fucked. Yeah.
They were like, that's all you want? I was like, yeah. And they're like,
That's all.
This is
you don't want
weak.
anything else in there? I'm like, no.
What, anything else in your mouth?
Yeah,
You can't
they were
fit
like,
anything
do you want like a
else?
lightning bolt on the side? Or
Oh, you should have got a lightning bolt.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
Did you hold your lip down or did they?
No, I brought a friend with me who it was the second time we ever hung out. And because I was like, do you want to just come on this? Yeah. I was like, you come and give it to, because I was expecting they would have someone else to do it, but they didn't have someone else. So this girl who were on like,
Oh your God.
Second
A
friend
friend.
day.
we went on one brunch and then I was like, she's holding my mouth down while they're zipping ink into my fucking mouth.
Oh my God.
Let me
Looking at my
guess,
gnarly teeth. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
There wasn't a third date after that or hang out
you
after
We
Still
have
friends?
struggled actually to line up a schedule since then, interestingly enough.
busy every weekend till 2028.
I think once she needs some dental work done and needs a hand, that's when I'll get the call.
You can hold her tongue.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been doing comedy for? How many years?
10
Yeah, it's a long
years.
time, isn't it? But you're so young. So how old were you when you started?
20 when I started, which is too
Insane.
young to start comedy, I think.
You would have been at. Was I there when you were there?
I think
Perth?
you might have already been over in Melbourne, 2014.
I think I moved to Melbourne and then kind of when you
Yes.
started, maybe. But we would have had some interactions, maybe.
I think so. We didn't see each other a lot.
Brett remembers it vividly, obviously.
Oh, I remember
Obviously.
everything. Anyway, as I scull another
I'm pretty
mid-strength
sure.
beer.
We met in Melbourne because I was dating one of your friends at the time.
Yes.
Who
We don't
remain-
need to trauma dump that
no,
one.
we don't need to bring that up because it was so long ago.
Now, I listened to a podcast a long time ago and you were on it and I remember, and please correct this story if I got it wrong. You started comedy because you were dating a guy.
Yes.
And he was like, I'm going to do comedy.
Yes.
And you were like, okay. And then you went on this date with him to watch it. He was very bad, and you were like, I could give it a go, and you loved it and were really good instantly.
That's
Okay.
absolutely. You've got most.
I like
most of it's there. I like that
story.
version of the story.
Can we go with that?
I
Edit
should start
point
telling
now.
that one and be like, and I always had a gift. When it was, we went to a stand-up night, and I thought you could just go on, and because I was like kind of manic at the time, I was like, you got to get this boy on. It's his dream, and they were like, you need to book in, and I was like, oh, sorry. And this one,
are you gonna crush his dreams in front of me?
yeah, and then I fought it. No, and so then we had to book in, but we watched the show, and I was like, that actually looks easy as hell, like classic manic thought of like, I could fucking do that.
Yes.
And so we signed up for the same night, and
Okay.
then he went up, and obviously it's his dream, so he'd written a set and everything.
Okay.
And crushed, did fantastic. I went up and was like, I don't know, I went to the shops. I loved it.
You hadn't written
and
anything?
hadn't written anything down. I was like, I guess I'm going to talk about, I don't know, a bad date or whatever. And I had no idea that people wrote. I had no idea that people wrote it
So
beforehand.
beautiful.
When he was writing it down, I was like, fucking nerd over here.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
doing
my
that
God,
shit.
I can't believe I'm hanging out with this fucking loser. Is that a quill as a champ? Fucking what a pussy.
I got into the room and saw everyone with their notebooks. I was like, okay, I guess this is the nerd comedy night. Can't wait to go to one of the cool ones.
Yeah. Get your palm cards ready, guys. Losers. And so you just got up and just riffed.
And just riffed it, and I was quite bad.
Oh,
I can
I
imagine.
reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got like one laugh, but I was like, oh, imagine if this feels great. Imagine if I
That's
was
all you
good
need.
at it. This would be amazing.
That's what I think every time I'm up there. I was like, imagine if this was going well.
It'd be the best.
So how did you? So the next one you went to, you had something. You'd written something.
Yes.
Did he help you?
No. If anything, he really didn't want me there, and I was not picking up what he was putting down.
That's
all.
adorable. Especially because you're yelling at the door lady. Put him
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Let him have a go.
She's with me. Did he continue to do comedy?
No,
after,
he did
like,
one, and then that was
one
it.
and done?
Yeah, never
Right.
again.
So I was like, fuck, who was it? I wanted to know. but
That
I
was
don't
his
know.
dream, you said, though.
His dream, and I guess I thought it was to do Enmore Theatre or something,
Yeah.
but it turns out it was just to do an open mic, to
was
do
like a bucket
Shapiro's
list
open
thing.
mic in Perth.
Oh, Shapiro Tuesdays.
That was my first ever.
Oh,
Me,
my
Shapiro Tuesdays.
What was your first ever gig then?
Yeah.
Mine was a raw comedy competition at the Comedy Lounge when it used to be at Hyde Park.
Yes.
And I did well.
Yep.
And then I wrote a new set because I thought you had to have a new set every time. And
Yeah.
I violently bombed.
Oh,
Violently. And of course, there was like 2 people from my high school were just there. And they're like, is this what you do now? I was like, no. And then I went out to the car park.
I love
and
this.
some guy stopped. I think I've told you this 10 times.
I love
some
it.
guy stopped his Hilux, burnt red. Thank you. Remember you. Wound the window down. He goes, hey, mate, were you on before? And I was like, well, he must have saw me last week. He's going to say something nice. I said, I most certainly went. He goes, you fucking suck.
Oh my God.
And then he drove, and then but when it was like a movie because he left the frame of my eyesight, and behind it was a thirsty camel, and I just walked in there, bought a bottle of Jameson, and I'm so sorry, it's against the law, but as I was driving home to Forestfield, just kept nicking it, just drink driving all the way
I know.
home.
I can visualize the car park, the thirsty camel across the road. I see everything.
Just throwing it back, and I reckon I think I got the liter Jameson. Dad needed it, and I reckon I finished it all.
On the drive home?
No, most of it on the way home. And so when I got home, I fucking.
Perth's different. The roads
It's
are wide
different.
there.
It's
You're not going to
I'm
feel
an
this
Asian
mate.
Falcon. I'm not hurting anyone.
Don't
I've
drink
never
and
seen a
drive.
drunk person in Perth.
Never.
Never. Definitely not a comedy
Yeah, it
lounge.
was- So, and then I didn't do it for 2 years after that. And then one of my good friends who listens to the show, Josh, started doing it. Josh Canalini, hello. And then I looked at him doing it. And I was like, God, he sucks. But he was killing. I was like, I'm back. And then he actually didn't suck. He was good.
That's
and then
so
I
the
ca- I
Perth
came-
attitude of watching someone do well and be like, it's not that good though. I
No,
can
I'm
fucking-
better.
But then
Give me
everyone
a
at
go.
TAFE was talking about how good he was. It's like, fuck this cunt. So competitively, I came back.
You're
And
so
I'm back, baby. You can't stop me.
Is he still a comedian?
No,
the guy, Josh?
He makes millions and millions of dollars. He works for like this big production house, and they do all like Iron Man and anything
Right.
huge like that. He like does rotoscoping and all the crazy effects.
Oh my
he's like
God.
he's super high up in that world.
All right, and you're sitting in a pub that's not open talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But we're
you're right.
having fun. You know?
We are having fun. We're so glad you're here. Now, Bec, you have to tell us, what is the worst job you've ever had?
This is a very hard thing to answer because on the plane, I've just got off a plane, bragging.
All right.
Did you fly it?
Were you the pilot?
Yeah,
That was the worst
we
I've
also-
ever
And
had.
that was the worst job ever. People are not happy with how I landed it. I like to call it Bec style. She's like
Wheels
this.
up, skidding. Yeah.
Some people don't like pyrotechnics. Okay, you hate a bad time. Just say that.
Boring.
Because I counted because I've had so many jobs. I have had 26 jobs.
That is
Oh my
insane.
God.
before that's up until I was 26 and started being a full-time comedian. So
Did you get fired a
Holy
lot?
hell.
I only got fired once,
That's
which
and
is crazy
That
because I
is
was so
crazy.
bad at all of them. I was so bad at I'm not a good employee. My true
Yeah.
dream is to lie down, watch TV and eat chips.
Sounds actually
Oh, you
really
wanna be
good.
And then-
kept. I wanna be a kept
comedy.
person as well.
It would be
Yeah.
Sit around.
just
Not
sit
even
around.
kept. Just someone pay my rent and whatever and leave me alone, you know? But I think the one that is the weirdest was a Zumba instructor.
No.
Okay, that's good. That is good.
That is-
When I was
How did you get into that?
Oh, so
How old were you?
Is
I was
Zumba still
16.
going?
No,
Which is
that's
too
insane.
Never get your fitness advice from anyone under the age of 30.
That's a child.
Because I'd
That's
be
a
like, just don't eat like one less piece of toast and then you drop a kilo. It's crazy.
oh
Like,
my
it's-
God! What the,
I just wake
Take
up
a
like
shit,
this.
you
I
get
don't
a-
even Zumba, and
Yeah.
I got the best physique ever.
Yeah.
because I'm
it's-
16.
And my
Yeah.
tits are perky all the time.
Yeah, 'cause if anything, they're just getting bigger and going up. Crazy. So I went to a class just like at the community center. And not like I needed to exercise or anything,
you're
just to feel the
16.
vibe or whatever. And I wasn't allowed in the club. I was like, I guess this is the closest vibe. And
I've never done Zumba, but yeah, she was like that.
that's pretty much it.
Fucking
Yeah.
Do you want a job?
Yes, please. Get my perky tits in there. I'm 16. I'm looking plump.
You'd crush it. They'd love you.
Old ladies love me. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. A boy's a little bit dangerous.
Nah, that I got nice manners.
Couple
I think
tight
that's it.
shorts.
At
Oh,
that age,
really?
I don't think it's anything to do physically. It's just like, he looks like a piece of shit, but he said please. So
Yeah.
that's how low the
I'll give him
standard
a
are for
chance.
men out there. That's yeah. After 40, they're like, oh, he's got manners. So I guess he's the one. Yeah.
So I was in this community hall and I just do the class, have a great time, so fun. End of the class, the instructor, who is an ex Big Brother contestant,
Oh my God, this is such a bad story.
who was the first ever intruder, I think, on Big Brother.
Okay.
Her name's Michelle. Of
course it is.
I think you can look her up. I think she's still doing Zumba to this day.
She's still in Big Brother house.
She came up to me and was like, hey, don't steal my fucking routines. And I was like,
what?
what are you talking about? And she's like, I know you're an instructor and you're trying to steal my fucking routines. Don't you fucking steal my
Oh my
fucking
God.
routines.
How old is she?
She's like, I think like 35 or something.
No. And this is insane.
Well, she is an intruder, and now she's intruding in your space.
Oh,
Literally.
wow.
She's taking it out of the Big Brother house on the road. You
And
know?
she thought,
we
but
love a
did you-
brand.
We love a brand.
So
sound
they're
brand.
not. You just make it up. You didn't. I mean,
I swear to God, I wasn't to this because I'd literally never done a class before. And I was like,
how many moves could there possibly be?
Right, it's step side to side, step front, shake in the middle, various parts of the body.
Well, that's
the whole
actually
thing.
no.
I'm
You're
giving
right.
away
That
the
is
secret
Michelle.
now.
That is Michelle's routine.
I'm sorry.
Poor Michelle.
So
You
guys,
deserve
when,
to
when
bash.
comedians get the microphone out of the stand, I want them to know that's my shit. Okay, I talk into it, right? That's my thing. So you've never done Zumba,
Never.
before, and you weren't even an instructor, and she just came over and went nuts at you.
Yeah, she's like accusing me of like stealing. I was like, I've never done a class before. I swear to God, I've never done a class. I had a really good time, and she's like, really? Never? And I was like, yeah. Bragging now that I've just
Yeah,
done it
that's
in
very
This
cool.
is a long story about how cool you are. I love it.
Anyway, and then she's like, oh, do you want a job? And I was like,
What a flip.
and I was, again, 16, no red flags. That's a bad way to start being employed by
Yeah,
someone.
you screamed
I was
at.
like, oh, yeah. And she's like, great, come back next week. Just like follow along with me as I do the classes, like be my assistant for a little bit. And then you can start teaching your own classes. And there was no discussion of money or contract
Oh my
or
God, it's like an
anything.
apprenticeship, a Zumba apprenticeship.
Literally.
With the biggest bitch in the world.
Yeah.
Sign
Come
me
back
up.
next week and steal my stuff and do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we should
now it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Is she protective of it or not? Fucking make your mind up,
I
Michelle.
know, yeah. She's.
So and then you did that?
I did that, yeah. For
And-
like 2 months, went and did classes, just like in the
2
background with her, and then.
Did she pay you to come to
No.
watch her class?
Oh no.
Did you get paid at all?
I did when I started teaching my own classes.
Mm-hmm.
Get this, and this was 2010. This would have been $30
For a
for the
class?
hour for the class.
Oh my
People
God.
were paying $15 to do the class.
Oh
So there'd be like
God.
there'd be like 40 women.
And you get two
And I'm
of
getting
their
$30.
their money. Oh my God, that's so
Never
depressing.
question it.
How long did you do it for?
Did it for like 4 years?
But you would
I
have
love
as
when
a-
it's like, yeah, they really fucked me over, but
I was there forever.
thought I'd go another
Yeah,
3.9
kept doing
years.
it forever.
But you would have,
I
like,
do
when
that
you,
all the
as a
time.
teenager, you would have been able to say to your friends, I'm on $30 an hour.
Yeah,
And they would
people
have been like, wow.
wow.
And you're, I do only
It's a
work for
1 hour
One
shift.
hour.
an hour.
Yeah.
For that 1 hour, I'm fucking killing.
Yeah. I'm the star, baby. And that's just why I kept doing it, because I loved like performing in front
Yeah.
of people, and also only had to work 1 hour. I was like, I'm the real big brain here.
For
Hold on.
$30.
For $30.
Oh, bless.
And like
Yeah.
one or two classes a week.
I was doing, I think, like at my prime, I think I was doing 7 classes a week.
That's not bad.
I was-
210 a week. Not
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That's very good.
Thank God I didn't have to pay rent at the time, otherwise it wouldn't have been a living. You know?
Yeah, no, you can't live off that. You can't live off 210.
So have you ever? So you've been fired though. You said you've been
Yes.
fired once. What
From
happened?
a gift shop,
Okay.
and it was because I wasn't stealing.
Okay. The way you say that.
yes.
But
you,
I
were,
understood-
you were speaking
I
to my
understood-
people. I knew you were deep down. You were from Perth.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
I understood how they
Sorrento.
thought I was stealing. So
Oh.
it was this beautiful gift shop, selling some of the best scented candles ever. And it was a crossover from my house too. Perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen is I didn't have any money at the time, and it was like one of these like middle-aged lady, like they sell a lot of linen and $50 hand creams and such.
Yep.
And so
Dusk? No. They don't do
not
it in the
dust.
dusk.
No. We
Dust's
sold
very Perth.
everything. We sold silly little tea towels,
Ah.
funny little socks.
Come on, Brett.
Yeah.
It's not
Very
dusk.
Perth. Very Perth.
This one was
Granny
actually-
Mays. Was it Granny Mays?
No, it wasn't Granny Mays.
Do you know what about Granny Mays?
No. Do they sell funny little socks and little tea towels?
they sold an old man walking stick that had a mirror on it, so you could upskirt people.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Perth is fucked.
funny stuff like that.
Silly
things.
Sexual
Sexual
assault.
assault.
eh?
Yeah.
Assault. Ha, ha, ha. How funny is it when you go to jail?
Perth's fucked. Anyway.
It's a different world. So I didn't have didn't have nice clothes to wear to the job, and they kind of pulled me aside and were like, "Look, we'll give you a 20% discount to buy stuff." But
It's not a big discount in a
It's
fancy shop.
It's not though, is it?
No.
Thank you for backing me up, because they were selling like jeans for like $190. I was like, that's still like $160 for a
And
pair
they're still
of
making
jeans.
Yes.
a percentage off you at that stage.
Yeah,
it's normally
yeah.
40-50%. It's like,
Yeah.
we'll sell it to you a cost of goods. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So then what I would do is, when no one else was in the shop and I knew no one else was coming in, is I would go in and I would take clothes off the rack and I would wear them for my shift, and then I'd put them back at the end of the day. However,
Okay.
I'm working a full shift in these clothes.
Yeah. You're stinking them up.
Yes, they're starting to smell.
You're
when
in
I'm-
Perth. It is not a cold place. Okay.
Actually, this was in Sydney.
I was in Sydney.
So they weren't going to
okay.
stand for this behaviour. Perth might have got away with it.
Yeah,
They
they
would've
love
loved
it.
Guys
yeah.
that have been coming in buying them. Were you wearing that sweater? Yeah. I'll grab all of those.
And then on top of that, I was
Stealing.
no,
sorry,
I was borrowing
Sorry.
them,
Using.
not cleaning them at the end of the day. But then also, because I lived across the road, I would go home for lunch, and a couple of times I fell asleep and forgot to come back and open up the shop. And
So you put the thing on the door back in 20 minutes.
yes,
You go
and then
home.
it was not
and
20 minutes.
fall asleep.
Actually, probably a lot. I would say multiple days of the week I would fall asleep.
And then
Come
like
open
the
up
owner
at 4 p.m. again for
for
an
20
hour.
minutes.
Yeah.
Did the boss, and how did they catch you? Were they like, well, there's no one here?
They had cameras, believe it or not, which I, for some reason, was like,
Okay.
no one checks those. There's 4
They're
people
not
that work
real.
at this business.
And did they ever come in and see you wearing the clothes?
No, I only ever did it on days where I knew they weren't coming in.
Got it.
And so I was like, I'll get away with this easy.
And then you go like, I'm just going to go for a cheeky little nap, not set an alarm, hope for the best.
Yeah, it's
And
fine.
then 3 hours later,
Yeah. And I was like, well, no one called me. They don't have my number. Why would they?
And they're not there.
Yeah.
But they are watching
Yeah.
you
They're
on the
always
telly.
watching.
They're always
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
And so how did they, when they fired you, so they were like, there's a number of reasons.
So this is how they did it to me is insane, and I would love your opinion on it.
I'm ready.
So I was
where's
just
it go?
on a
going.
shift, living my fabulous life in my beautiful new linen outfit, right?
Yeah. It looked great.
And I'm just about to go to lunch when all of a sudden they the two owners, who are a couple, rush into the store and they start just like putting all the displays inside and just like locking up really quickly. And I was like, what's happening? Is there an emergency? Is everything okay? And they're just like, just get everything inside, get everything inside, get everything inside. I was like, oh, okay.
God.
So I get everything in, and thank God that was a day where I wasn't wearing the outfit.
Oh.
You know, I was ready to put my pajamas back on, right? And
You took your little night hat on, your BJs,
I
glass
lit
of
my
warm milk.
candle.
Oh, no. No, I'm ready to work. How do you work?
Throw my teddy bear down as they walk in. And so then they like, I'm standing behind the counter and they turn and they go, I think you know what this is about.
No, I don't. That's why I've asked 50 times.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Is there a gunman outside?
Yeah, what's
Your
happening?
eyes are acting
who's
insane.
speaking? I've still got my night mask on.
And so then they're like, so we're letting you go. And I was like, what? I was genuinely
Excuse me?
shocked. I
Yes.
was like, huh? But the shop makes money every day. And they're like, yeah, but people are returning the clothes that you wear because they smell. And I was like, what?
Now I've got an odor issue as well. What the fuck?
And
Were
then-
they actually returning them because they were like, this has been worn? This
Yeah.
has clearly been worn.
to me, and I was like, that's crazy. Just gaslighting
No!
the customers.
No, they're meant to have yellow stains under the armpits.
It's just
Yeah.
a mega ring in the pocket. What do you want?
Yeah.
That's
I
normal.
mean, they gave you a yeast infection. That's crazy. I have a yeast infection. There must be something going around.
Man, there must be something in the air. I don't know what it is. As you're scratching your
Honey.
vagina violently. Don't know what it is. I don't know what a yeast infection does, by the way. I'm assuming it's itchy.
Yeah.
And there was so much pushback from me being like, what are you guys talking
Wow,
about?
you really dug your heels
Yeah, 'cause
in.
I was 22 and stupid and was just like, I can charm my way out of this.
I don't know. I'm from
surely.
Sorrento, baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Don't they know my father?
Yeah.
Who's a disgraced detective. Anyway, but they were like, and the brakes, and I was like, what about the brakes? And I saw them in their eyes just give up. I saw them not even want to discuss it, and they're like, we're gonna give you a redundancy.
Wow, that's
And-
nice.
Fuck.
Yeah.
They're sounding like the heroes of this
They are,
story.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. You are the villain
Yeah.
for sure.
Of
Yeah.
all the times I've been fired, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am the.
And what was the redundancy? What
It was
did they
like
give?
$4,000. I was like, sick.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're taking naps, wearing clothes, and you got $4,000.
I got
Who
paid
the
for
fuck
it.
are you?
I'm like, great. I
Fucking
get a
Christopher
month off.
Scape
This
over
is
here.
awesome. Take all the naps I want.
That is
Fuck, and $4,000's
wonderful.
heaps of cash even now. You
Yeah.
know, like you're 22, you're like, I could live for like a year on this. You probably could.
And did you? Well, not in Sydney. Come on, Brett.
No,
Grow up.
that's
Come
true,
on,
that's true, that's
Forestfield.
true.
What are you talking about? And so when you left, because you still lived across the road.
Yeah.
Did you wave at them when they saw you?
I just had to walk home and they watched me, like in the window.
So sad. To cross.
Did you ever wave? Like, hey.
No, I avoided them like that. I would like
That's
go through
hard.
the jump over the back fence of our house at the time to not see them, just for like.
Well,
at
no
least
wonder your
6
clothes
months.
are shit. yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all ripped to smithereens.
Through the bushes again. She's like, fuck, here she is. No wonder she stinks. She's been calling through the fucking mud.
So you've only been fired once, but you've had 26 jobs. I have to know, have you quit in spectacular fashion?
Yeah, one was
Yeah,
in multiple
I knew it.
fashions. God, I think that was actually my favorite part was like going somewhere, like working somewhere for 3 months
Mm-hmm.
and like garnering favor and then just deciding in my bipolar brain one day that everyone was my enemy and I had to leave immediately and they were all against me, right? real healthy stuff. I'm medicated now.
So
Don't worry about
stressful.
it. Don't worry.
Holy hell.
I've got a healthy super account now. But I would just wake up and be like, I'm sick of everyone. I have to get out of here immediately. My go-to move was showing up for a shift, acting like everything was normal. But in my pocket, I had this long letter that was like, I can't work here anymore. It's affecting my mental health. You're all toxic.
It's written in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so insane. And doing normal shift and then on my way out, just like slipping it on the office desk and then just walking out like nothing. And just like the letter's like, I won't be coming back.
That was the last of
And
me.
so you're leaving a violent letter, and most of these places, they were just fine and they were great. And it was just you, and they're like, we didn't even realize we had a toxic environment.
I thought we were nice to her.
All jobs that operate on like 90% casual. So it's like fully replaceable. Like they'll have someone the next day to cover all of my shifts for the week. And I was like, yeah. They're really going to miss me. This is really going to be a blow to the Breakwater Hotel at Hillary's. They'll never recover from this.
Fuck, the Breakwater Hotel in Hillary's.
So
I knew you would know it.
Yeah, I've been knocked out there a few times.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's right on the ocean. Right, yeah, it's like a little. It floats out a bit. You got to get on a G to the Breakwater Hotel.
And it's all glass too, so the sun, it was beautiful.
Bar 120.
Oh,
Been knocked out there.
Love
Mullaloo
Bar
Hotel. Been knocked
120.
out there as well. Yep.
so I realized
God.
you're saying knocked out. I
Yeah.
thought you were like, I got blackout drunk.
No,
You've
no,
been
punched
knocked
out. Yeah, punched out, yeah.
Bar 120.
Bar 120.
I've been the bitch in between two guys. Be like, no, stop it,
Bar
guys, don't fight.
And also
in the
we-
car park at Bar 120.
We lived so far away from Hillary's. It was like an hour 30 drive or something.
Why did you
insane.
want to? Why did you go there? What was good about
That's
it?
where the fucking chicks were, dude.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
out chasing skirt. No one ever fucked me. I was just drinking 20 Coronas
In
and
fact,
getting
they
in a
punched
fight.
you in the face.
And also, it was right near the beach too, so you could go from the club and root on the beach,
Yeah.
which is like
Oh,
very
it's too much.
romantic.
Had 2 wanks on the beach. It was great. Thank you.
You
No,
did
I didn't. No one
not.
fucking. But no one. I didn't get fucking rooted on the beach. Where was this?
I did. I did heaps.
Damn it! I was swimming around everywhere. No one rooted me on the beach.
If only we'd met earlier.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
We'd have
lowering
a
your
torrent
standards.
pass.
That is very kind of you, Beck. You don't have to do
God,
that.
I'll throw him a courtesy hand job, and that is it. He is rough looking. I'm coming here on 30, please help me, someone.
That is a very dramatic way to quit a job, like the letter, sliding the letter over. Did anyone call you and be like, are you okay? What is
Never.
it?
No.
Oh my God. Because you like, my mental health is suffering. It's horrible here. You'd think that someone would go, we should call her and give us for something examples.
It's Perth. They'll be like, fucking lame. Rip it up, throw it in the bin.
Good,
Fuck.
kill yourself.
Yeah, good.
See if I fucking care.
Glad we got rid of that fucking pussy. You know what I mean?
I did have
hell.
sex with her on the beach though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't mind her coming back.
Fuck. I reckon the best one I ever got. Fuck, here we go. I've had a beer. I'm telling some yarn. One of the bouncers fly kicked me in the chest.
What?
And fucking ruined
Is this
me.
a Bar 120 or the Breakwater?
This is at Bar 120.
Oh my God.
And do you know why? I absolutely deserved it. Wouldn't let me in. I was pissed. but in my mind, he said, and he dragged me out and he kind of chest punched me. And I said to him, because I was like, all rich kids were around that area or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
do you know who my dad is? Implying a barrister. And I was about to say a barrister. And he goes, I don't fucking care. And I was like, I think you fucking will. Right to his face. And then he turns around and was like, yeah, walk away, soft cock. And then he just turned around and just fucking flew
God.
in the chest. And I flew in the air like I was on a string on a stunt. And I went
Oh my
onto
God.
a curb. And then the whole line of people who couldn't get in are just laughing at me. And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm like, all right. And then
my God.
But then I couldn't get home, so I tried to walk home. It's like fucking, it would take 3 days.
But did anyone come over and see if you're all right?
Nah. My mates were inside. They wouldn't let me in because I was too pissed. And my mates went, all right, well, that's your fucking problem, isn't it, cunt?
Yeah, you don't want to leave the line as well.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
don't
you
be
gotta get
silly.
in.
But also, if any of them had heard why he kicked you,
Yeah.
it was because you said, "Do you know who my dad is?"
Yeah, but
like,
I
they
was
would
like,
have
'cause in
loved
my head,
it.
I was like, that's what someone powerful would say. I was like, and then because really, Dad works in the mines. I was going to say he's a barrister. I don't know
He
what that
wouldn't
matters.
have
Because I was like,
yeah.
you can't and I was like, you can't legally.
He probably
kick me
doesn't
out.
even know what that is.
No,
You know?
I didn't even know what it was. If you had one more question, I was like the guy with the wig and stuff. He's got the hammer. I don't know.
I would have paid so much money to see that.
I would pay now to see the footage of it. And I would have had like spiky hair. I would have had my white studded belt on.
Fuck yeah.
Grey
Yes.
pants,
Yes.
full and then like a black. Because I always have black shirts on, but for the obviously for the ladies down the beach, I definitely didn't meet later. I'd always have like a collar on. I'm like, that'll get over one.
They'll love
trick it.
that.
Don't you see my collar? My dad's a barrister.
That's a barrister. Then I'd go in and order a round of beers for like, just give me 8 beers. And then I'd give them to all my mates, and then I'd have no more money. And all night I'd be like, man, it's your fucking round, dude. I need, get it. You got to buy me a beer. I've got fucking no money.
I will say, bouncer culture in Perth is different to everywhere else.
Oh, they fuck you up.
They will fight you.
Oh.
They're also crazy with handsy as shit. I remember walking
yuck.
on shift at the breakwater and getting a tap on the butt, and that was just welcome to the
Yuck.
day, you know? And when I came
no,
to
that
Sydney
let
and they
you-
didn't do that, I was like, okay, we've got a bunch of gentlemen around here.
They're all gay. You're all gay, aren't you?
Our bouncers used to do car parkies where there's no cameras. If someone was popping up, I was like, do you want to go to the car park, mate, or what? And they're like, yeah. And they just fucking and I'll be like, I'm jumping off glasses tonight. And I'll go out to the car park and watch them just fuck each other up.
The breakwater, so what they would do, because it was on like a jetty, there was like this long, like I'm talking like 100-meter long jetty to the car
They'd get
park.
2 aqueducts and they would go out in the ocean like Waterworld and fight each other.
Is if someone was really pissing them off, they would be like, we'll walk you to your car. And you'd see some dude, like some drunk idiot walking with the security guards to his car, and you're like, he's going to get beat to
Oh no, I think it's horrible.
Obviously, it's horrible, but back then it was fun. It was fun.
I remember in Canberra, they had like the bouncers would take, because they weren't drinking, and everyone in the line at Mooseheads was just so maggot. And then
It's
they
the easiest
just
fight to win.
because you pick, and also they're all wanting to impress each other because they're all mates and they think it's really funny. So they'll just pick someone they know they're definitely going to win against and just beat the shit out of him. Just out of sight of the camera, just there. I'm like, guys, relax. You failed police officers, and no one's gonna fuck you. Okay.
Shout out to the boys at the High Road Tavern, the security team. They still come check out my shows every year. Love you, boys.
they?
Yeah, I fucking love them.
That's
they were
so
kids.
cool.
They used to smash heaps of cunts. I fucking love those dudes. They're sick.
And so you've quit. Hey, would you, if you had to go back to one of your jobs, if you had to, comedy's never gonna do you wrong. You're so good at it. It's always
so much
gonna
for
be.
clarifying that. I was like,
Yeah, oh
why
my
has
God.
someone said something?
Yeah, so which one
so
should
sorry.
you go back and say,
Yeah.
I'm not going to stink up
Just
your clothes?
so you have a
Yeah.
plan.
Do you, which one would you go back to?
I would go back to working at IKEA.
Really?
Yes.
It looks so shit.
Not IKEA Sydney, IKEA Perth specifically.
Okay, why?
More fights?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Cool bouncers.
yeah, but the different. How did you know?
There was a key word in there. It was called Perth.
Because it's not like now that we can't use our fists for political correctness in 2024.
It does
What
feel
would
like you're
happen
saying
is-
you're just promoting the most unhealthy world ever. I'm like, I don't know if I should be on this one.
Look, anytime I'm on a podcast with someone from Perth, I really devolve into monkey brain.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Freddie's always there.
I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm itching. I hate when the dorks are from fucking Sydney. I'm like, I can't wait to talk about the
Sydney
opera
me's going to
house.
listen back to this and be like, no, why did she say that?
Yeah.
You fool. But at IKEA, I mean, you guys have been to IKEA
Yeah, heaps of
in
times.
a couple
Stressful.
situations.
Stressful.
Yeah. Would you
Oh,
say that
actually,
you
yes.
and your partner
I
have
don't go there
Yeah,
anymore.
no,
You
Lucas
can't
and I
hang
had
together.
one of our biggest fights ever. Our
Yeah, you
first
did.
big fight at IKEA.
Yeah, you guys do.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And you get to watch the whole.
Oh, that's paradise. That's so good.
Right.
That's very
It's a good
smart.
culture. Like, no fights.
Mm.
And you can't leave and you can't figure out how the fuck to get out of there.
Yeah, you are stuck
Yeah.
there. I was pregnant, and we needed like a cabinet above the sink. For some reason, the house that we bought didn't have a cabinet above the sink. We'd know where to put these things. So anyway, we went in there, and I go, I reckon that is the right shade. I reckon that's exactly the one we need. And he goes, well, we don't know for sure, so we'll go home. We'll have another look, And then another day we'll come back. And I was like, no, I need the cabinet. And I reckon that's right.
And you're right, because IKEA also has a 365-day return policy once the item is built.
And I was like, oh, that's very good to know. But I was like, I will bring it back if it's wrong. And he goes, well, you're pregnant, you can't carry it. And I was like, I'm saying that because I know it's right. I'm not going to bring it back. It's right. It's going to be right. And there are people like around us, and I'm like pregnant, tired, and the fucking walk, and you like people are getting in my way. Lucas is going, you're always rushing things, and so all these other parts of our relationship,
who fucking cares? So cheap.
All the other parts of our relationship that annoyed us had finally just boiled up and just spilled over in IKEA. And then we got it home, and it was fucking right.
Yes.
And I was like, I will never, ever, ever, ever let him forget it. And every time, like, we look back at photos, we don't have the house anymore. I'm like, look at that cabinet. Fuck, it's exactly the same colour, isn't it? So thank you, IKEA. You did make me the winner.
It's a special kind of joy when you win a fight.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Was it just fights all the time, or was there one specific one where you're like, oh, I don't need lunch today, I'm full? You know what I mean?
There was, the thing that annoyed me was the same fight that keeps happening, and it happened in Sydney as well a lot. It's where men show up to IKEA just to ask, what do we need that for? Like, and the woman's like, well, we need a pot to cook food to live. And they're like, but we have a fry pan. And it's like, you don't know what you're talking about, mate. Pipe down, let her drive. That was like frustrating, seeing that happen over and in every
I've definitely
department.
said that a few times.
Yeah.
We can fucking cook it in the toaster. What do we need a pot for?
Fighting back for what reason? You
Because
know
it's so
nothing,
cheap.
babe.
It is so cheap.
Yes.
It's so cheap.
Well, that's
Lucas,
what I
Let
like
her
it,
have the
'cause
$20 fry pan if
Yeah.
it makes her happy.
we went to IKEA in Hong Kong. This is when we had to be there for a month. We turned up to the place that we were staying. We had 2 babies. We turned up to the place we were staying and had nothing. No plates, it was an apartment. It had beds. It was furnished, but no plates, no cutlery, anything like that. Well, I was like, what the fuck is this? And the people the desk down, they're like, yeah, you just have to go buy it. And we're like, so what do you do with the stuff afterwards? And they're like, we just chuck it in the bin. I'm like, that's
crazy.
insane, Hong Kong. Anyway, doesn't matter. We were like, fine, let's get on the fucking train and go to IKEA. We went to IKEA in Hong Kong. We were going through it, getting all the things that we would need. And I was like, oh, we'll just get these scissors, like they're $2.
They never
Scissors.
think about the scissors.
And he goes, what's that for? I go, you need scissors.
You
And he
need
goes,
scissors.
"What
You
for?"
might not now in this moment. This is the thing. They can't think. Sorry, Brett. They can't think beyond what they need that day.
I was like, what the fuck
tool-wise.
do you need scissors for?
Exactly. That's the problem. Is and then when you're dying for scissors, you turn to us and go, babe, we need fucking scissors.
Will this knife work?
Yeah.
No, you can't wrap a present with a fucking knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not wrapping presents though, but I was like, I can cut shit open with a knife.
I mean, like to open a packet, like come on, you
No.
need it. You need it.
No.
And it also had a bottle opener
Stop
on
this.
it.
There's
All right,
a reason.
I'm
Okay.
in. You've got me. Like,
But
that's how
Lucas
they
was-
win. Everything's got a bowl opener in it. Like, it's a fry pan. Don't need it. With a bottle opener, we'll get
Okay,
two.
fine, we'll get it. Yeah,
we'll get
he
two.
said like we had another fight in IKEA there, and we were so tired from traveling. We were so pissed off. There was nothing in the house. I was like, I'm not backing down from the $2, Lucas. And he was like, this is how people lose all their money is because you just throw away $2 here, $2 there, $2 there, and then it's all gone. And you go, fuck, why have I got so many scissors? I have no money. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And we took them home. I used those scissors every single day for the month that we were there. I was like, I fucking love these. I was chopping up my clothes. I was like, oh, I love them.
Do you want a tag off the back of your shirt? Because all these places I just bought.
And then
Stirring with scissors is actually easier.
but Lucas
You're
brings
chopping
it-
and stirring at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And Lucas brings it up actually quite often. He goes, remember that time we had a fight about the $2 scissors? I was like, yeah.
Did he
will
ever back
never
down from
forget.
it? Did he ever say I was wrong?
Yeah. He was like, I
good.
should have just let you have your scissors. I was like,
I never give a fuck because I buy so much shit on Amazon. Like ADHD on there. I love it. I'm like, if you want to buy a shopping trolley full of useless shit we'll never use.
yeah.
Yes, because have a look in my shed. There's about 18 dirt bike things I don't need, but
you
I
gotta-
might need one day. So
You
I'm
go
like,
back.
you want the scissors? That's cool, but I need a new safari tank for no reason, just in case I have to drive 400 kilometers in one trip and don't see a service station. You're like,
So, Bec, we have to ask you this as well.
Yes.
What is the worst gig you've ever done?
Oh my God. Oh, where do I go with it? Okay.
Because
So
I bet you've got a cracker.
I've got two top of the list. I've got a pub gig that was shocking, or the one time I hosted a music festival, and I'll never
Oh
ever,
my
ever do
God.
it again.
Let's go festival. I want to hear this one.
I also
I know
want
it's
the
going to be
pub
a big
gig.
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people make me feel real good after this. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, she bombed.
Okay, sorry. Just take a breath.
Yeah, the trauma.
So it was Spin-Off Festival Adelaide, and I'll say that on the record because it's not the festival's fault. Okay, what happened?
It was a fucking
Is-
Adelaide cunt, I'll tell you.
What is it? So it's a music festival.
It's a music
spin-off,
festival.
Okay.
It's a
Young
really cool
people,
music
old
festival.
people.
There's like
Okay.
G-Flip, Tate McRae was
Oh,
on.
yeah, okay.
Oh
wow, and you're hosting it. That's great.
Yeah, I looked at that lineup and I was like,
Yes.
what's his name? Jack Harlow was there.
Cool.
I
don't know, Jack.
he
Cool.
Is that that guy from Iron
sings
Maiden?
their songs like,
yeah.
I don't like no whips and chains.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
He's a big flirt anyway. And
Was
not for
he?
me. Not for me.
He was
not after
fucking
he
all
saw
over
what
me,
I
though. I'll give you the hot
fucking
tip. Yeah.
So, being music festival, I was like, sick. So I just got to MC it. And I was like, do you want me to like introduce acts and stuff? And they're like, no, it's music. They have their own introductions and stuff. And I was like, okay, do you want me to like back announce them? And they're like, no, people know who've just played. They're at a music festival. And I was like, what do you want me to do?
What's my job here?
And I'm asking these questions on the day, by the way.
Yeah.
I have not prepped anything. I've just shown up and gone, wow, this will be fun.
But that's not your job. Like, it's your job.
Yeah,
like,
except,
they
man, we
said
got
that's not
fucking
your job.
G-Flip
This is
coming up
not.
soon.
Yeah.
And they do their own thing. You know what I mean?
But if I'd asked a question beforehand, you know,
Sure.
I wouldn't have come because the only job they had for me was to tell people where the toilets were,
Oh, yeah, classic.
remind them to
Great.
drink water, and where the medical tent is. Those are the three things I was hired to do. And so between acts, I would go out, and I've never performed in front of 20,000 people. It's 20,000
Oh
people
my
in this like tent
God.
outside. It's fucking huge. I'm only used to doing like pubs and stuff where you can like interact with people
Yeah.
or like
And you can see the toilet.
yeah, exactly.
You can
And
smell
there's
it.
no medical tent.
Yeah. Thank God they did have a medical tent because I got fucking knocked down by these fucking.
Did you get fly kicked in the chest?
I mentally,
I can
yeah.
relate. Yes, I can relate. I can relate. I know the feeling.
So
Is your dad also a barrister?
So I started the day. There's not that many people. I'm just like, remember, guys, drink some water. I'm like trying to make it fun. I'm like your mum, but like,
Yeah.
cool,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also they've hired you because they know you're a comedian and
Yeah.
so you're trying to make it funny. You're
Yeah.
like,
And were you a Triple J at this stage?
No, this is just before.
Okay.
So I can't even be like, I'm from Triple J. They're just like, who the
Right.
fuck is this?
yes.
I do it 2 times. Third time I go out, I be like, and don't forget, drink water. And then
I feel like that's exactly how you would have said it.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I
Yeah.
love it. Makes me want to drink water.
thank you. And I wish you were there. I wish 20,000 of you were there.
People are like, I hate it so
No
much,
one
I'm
else.
refusing to drink water ever.
I'm so thirsty.
And so I do it for the third time. And then all of a sudden I just hear like a couple of boos. And I was like,
No.
okay, that's just a couple of boos. And as I walk off stage, because everyone is so far away, if someone's booing at the back, it takes time to get to the front. So I walk off, and then for 10 seconds, I just hear these like faint boos side of
Trickle
stage
of booze.
trickling in, and I was like, okay, we have to have a different approach when we go back out there. And so I go out for the next time before I even start talking. The boos start up. And I'm like, I have to say, I can't just turn around and walk off. I can't admit defeat.
Oh my
so
God.
I just plug the merch desk. I'm like, guys, remember to buy merch. Like, if you like an artist, support him. The whole time, just
Why are they booing you? What are you doing wrong?
I don't know. It's because they're all high 18-year-olds. It's their first festival since COVID. They're having MDMA for the first time, and someone's been like, I'm gonna drink water.
They must hate you so much. Imagine being on MDMA and hating something. They're like, oh my God, she is killing my butt. You're like, I'm just asking you to have water.
Yes, please. Literally all I'm paid to do. They haven't. I'm not allowed to say anything about the bands or anything like that. Please.
Yeah, because then you're not even a good, like, you're not like, hey, we've got fucking this coming up next. You're going to have to fucking sick us time. Like, don't talk about that. Just a fucking medical tent where
Yeah.
the toilet is. Drink water. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
You're
very
like, why
bad.
am I paid
Yeah.
to do this?
And I'm worried now if I do start talking about the bands, they will not like the bands when they come out because they hate me so much. So I'm like,
Bizarre.
just push. All you're gonna do is just come out I'm coming out like every hour to like, and I was like,
And they're remembering you and still hating you.
Remembering me and still hating me.
Did it by the end? Were the boos really loud? Like,
Here's the thing.
okay, sorry, I've
We
jumped
didn't,
the
make,
gun.
we didn't make it to the end. Because what happened was
You put a
the
piece of
crowd-
paper on the desk. This is
This
toxic.
is a toxic work environment.
I held it. I was like, "Can we get a close up on that on the big camera?" Yeah, you did this.
You walk off in Lady Gaga's outfit. I am quitting.
And so there was a crowd crush, which is where too many people pushed up against the front. And I've been like in a pit before when you get like lifted up off the ground. And I was like,
horrible.
yeah, that's what it's like. Some people just getting lifted off the ground, getting scary, getting dizzy, right? Not what it is all. Very scary. People are being pulled over the barrier like bloodied because they've like fallen down and
people
stuff.
are trampled over them.
Yeah,
Oh
and like people
my
that you can, when you see
God.
people's like when they're going down, you on stage you can see their faces as they go down. So I had to go back out on stage and be like, like to security on the mic, being like, grab someone there, grab someone there, grab someone there.
Oh, you were the hero then.
Or not to these fucking
Oh my
plebs.
gosh.
Because the whole time the security's like, we can't hear you because the rest of them are fucking booing me.
You can't even. What are you saying? We can't. They hate you so much. Get G-Flip out here.
Trying to save lives. Please
Oh
stop booing. I think I said that at one point because I'm just like so. It's like
stop booing.
I'm trying to save someone's life.
it's so confronting.
My own.
seeing
I'm going to kill myself later.
these teenagers like in distress and then having to be like, this guy needs help. Please stop booing everyone. But have a great time. But everyone, please take one big step back because someone here has a concussion. And
It's just bleeding out.
Stay hydrated.
yeah.
Toilet's back there.
I really mean this. Everyone needs to drink some fucking water
Oh my gosh.
right now.
Stop booing.
Please stop booing.
Oh my God.
And so I go out one more time because an act comes up, the crowd crush happens against people so excited to see him, and I won't say who it is, but he did not fucking help with it. This fucking cunt encouraged it. Piece of
that's
shit.
annoying.
And so then they're like, look, go out again. You got to tell everyone to take a step back. You got to help security pick out some people. So I go back out on stage and I'm trying my best, and the boos just come raining down on me. And down the front, I see this girl who looks really freaked out, and she's like holding her phone up and it's got like a word on it. And she's like, hey. And I was like, oh my God. And I get down on all fours on the stage to try and read what this girl's sign is because I was like, she needs help. I'm like, what does it say? What does it say? Kill yourself?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I can't.
So I was like, and I said it out, kill yourself? And I was like, oh, come on.
Not when I'm on all fours. I'm vulnerable.
And then she all of a sudden snaps and he's like,
What?
yeah. For everyone just listening to audio, I was miming kill yourself.
That's what she was.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, okay,
Child,
all right.
This is the worst. I did not see this coming when you said this is a bad gig at a festival. I was like, oh, people didn't listen. They just people,
Yeah.
and the people were a bit disappointed when you came on. They just chatted, and you were trying to do jokes, and no one was listening. And I was like, yeah, that's actually a nightmare story, but I will happily hear it. And this is by far
Now we
the
found out
worst
a lady
gig.
wrote an essay.
Yeah.
And then showed you it. Well,
Yeah.
essay, kill
Yeah.
yourself, 2 words.
I mean,
Hey,
there's
hey.
poetry in there.
But
you
this
know?
is by far the worst gig I've ever heard. This is horrific. Keep going, please. I'm
Well,
sorry.
At that point, I'm like shocked I'm all of a sudden in shock now from the trauma I've experienced. And the stage manager walks out and just takes the microphone out of my hands.
Oh, it's so humiliating.
And I just walk off stage. He is like, he's like 6'10", like he's a giant dude. And he's like, everyone take a step back. And they all like soldiers just, whoop.
It makes me so mad.
And I was so upset. So I'm standing side of stage. One of my favorite artists of all time comes backstage next to me. I'm talking like
Picasso.
like saved me, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And they're standing next to me.
Ugh.
And they're standing next to me and I'm like, this has been my dream to meet these people that have
Sure.
written songs that have changed my life. And I'm like, I can't say anything. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they didn't see it. And I go to turn to one of them and be like, I'm a really big fan. and she goes,
I'm scared.
she goes, yeah. And then walks away.
Why does she hate you?
Because I've got the stink on me. You know when
You
someone's
do have the
bombed
stink
your
on
gig
you, yeah.
so
But wouldn't you
badly.
be like, oh,
Like, you weren't even doing music. You just helping us
Yeah.
out. Thank you so much. But she was like, oh, no, I ain't
She's
hanging
like,
around that.
she's like,
Yeah.
why have you done? Like, don't talk to anyone. Go home was the vibe.
Oh my God.
It's
How, did you
heartbroken.
did you have to go back out?
No, so then the organizer comes up and he's like, you can go home. He's like,
Were they like so sorry? We don't know why that
oh
happened.
yeah, they were apologetic. They were like, sorry, we didn't expect it to get like this out of hand and stuff.
We didn't think they'd hate
appreciate
you.
it." Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't
For
think
no
that-
reason.
But as soon as you left, they'd be like, what the fuck was with the stinker?
As you
Yeah.
were walking away, the stage manager's like, boo.
Yeah. It was mainly coming from the sound technicians through the speaker.
It just feels like
It feels
just
mean.
none of it makes sense.
No.
I don't understand why they hated you. And when you left, because you didn't leave after a bomb, you leave after a bomb, and you go, oh, that feels gross. I like, you go home and you think, is this going to keep me up? You don't know. You're like, is this going to keep me up? How am I going to? Do I drink heaps of wines or a cup of tea? How am I going to make this not hurt? How did you get it out? What did you do after that?
So I was staying at my 90-year-old grandpa's house.
Very cool.
And so I went back and just like lay in this single bed in the guest room and just cried myself to sleep. The next
Boxy said,
morning,
he's like, boo. Not now, granddad.
yeah, and then the next morning I lied through my teeth. I was like, it was great. It was
Oh
so
my God, were you paid well?
good. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
yeah, yeah.
God.
That's fine. But there
Thank
was also, there's no way, you know when
Yeah.
you bomb as a comic,
I mean,
you go,
not enough for the compensation for what I
No.
suffered. There's no amount of money.
But you're like, in
but
your mind,
enough that it wasn't crazy unfair.
you're like, how can I fix this? You know, I'll do this next time. I'll do a bit more crowd work. I'll do this. That one, you're like, well, I can't change me, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Oh my
Also,
God,
they weren't there to see me. They weren't there to have a woman
No.
tell them to drink water. Also, they had massive screens that were saying
Doing
all
that.
of the
Yeah,
things
you
that
didn't need
I
to
was
be there.
saying.
They
yeah.
can read.
So it just
Well, that is
wasn't
dreadful. That is dreadful.
necessary.
But you've got much better gigs coming up in your future. And is there anything that you would like to plug?
Not currently,
What?
but
What about your podcast?
What about your
I thought you
special?
meant gigs specifically. Oh my God, yes, I have my special, Bipolar Baby on YouTube.
Awesome.
Go check
Very
it out.
good.
And I have a
very
podcast
funny.
of my own called Screen Queens.
Hell
Where
yes.
we
Ladies
want-
and gentlemen, make sure you follow Bec on all the social media. She's an amazing comedian and she's got an amazing special out at the moment. Guys, if you're not already on the Patreon, get your little fucking asses on there, you tight asses. But until next time, guys, thank you very much, Bec, for joining
Thanks,
us.
Bec.
Thanks for
We'll
having
see you next
me.
time.
Bye.
I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.
Kill me.